Talking about anime is certainly no stranger to what is called overpower or superpower. There are already a lot of anime that carries the theme of overpower. So, what exactly is anime overpower? Overpower is a genre where you will find one or maybe many characters in an anime who are described as having superpowers, which of course is impossible if realized in the real world. This strength is usually in the form of physical strength or psychological strength. No doubt if with a genre that shows the strength of the characters in it, anime overpower is much loved by shonen aka teenage boys. Therefore, this time the admin wants to discuss 10 anime with overpower main characters from the beginning and surprise everyone. Then let's just move on to our main discussion today. Let's go.
Dance like there's no tomorrow.
大した脅威ではない。そいつは貴様に任せる。どうした？殺す気で来ないとお前が死ぬぞ。
Sirius the Jaeger. This anime takes the story of the 1930s, themed on the vampire hunt for a vampire who has the name Jaegers. In the hunting group there is a young man named Yuli. He is the only descendant of the last werewolf, or commonly called Sirius. When Yuli was a child, his nascent race was all killed by a group of vampires. The vampire group is after Sirius's trees. Even though it takes a less ambiguous topic, this anime is successful in presenting the story and characters well. According to Mimon, it's worth watching, considering the animation and graphics are also good. This series also gets a fairly high rating, namely 7.1. Black Cat. Train Hartnett as an assassin who works for a person, or organization, named Kronos. He was given the number 13, a sign that he was honored in Kronos. He is known as a cold-blooded killer who is very feared in the world and is nicknamed Black Cat, or number 13, because on his chest is written the Roman numeral 13 and on his orichalcum gun named Hades. Train was originally a loner and was cold. He didn't care about anything that Kronos ordered to kill. Once finished killing, he would usually sit on the roof and drink milk with a cat. One day he met a sweeper, Hunter, named Saya Minutsuki and became his friend. Saya taught Train how to make friends and enjoy life. However, Creed, who is Train's rival and obsessed with Train's cold-blood nature. Monster Strike. Ren Homura moved back to his hometown in Kaminohara. The first day he arrived there he was suddenly surprised by a mother who was riding a bicycle and then accidentally bumped into her and caused her smartphone to fall and break. Ren went to the shop to fix it. After repairing his smartphone, Ren saw that on his smartphone there was a new application that he didn't know about. The application is called Monster Strike. Tells the story of Ren and his friends' struggle to restore their memories that were erased by God of War through monster battles. This anime includes medium anime, not light nor heavy. The story is quite interesting, and for those of you who like anime with the theme of monster fighting, this is perfect. This anime is for children around 13 years and over. King's Raid. King's Raid. Ishi wo Sugamo no Tachi tells the story of a world that has been 100 years since the legacy of King Kyle. In this peaceful era, a young knight named Castle enjoys his life without any worries. However, his days slowly began to change after news emerged of the rise of the devil. Guided by the hermit, Castle and his friends embark on a journey to obtain the holy sword left by King Kyle that can kill the Demon King. King's Raid. Ishi wo Sugamo no Tachi is an anime series produced by Studios Ulm and Sunrise Beyond, which premiered on October 3, 2020. King's Raid. Ishi wo Sugamo no Tachi is an anime series adapted from the mobile game, King's Raid. A side-to-play scrolling RPG game developed by Vespa Interactive and originally published by Thailand-based company Glow How.
いろいろと事情があってね。
はい、脱いで脱いで。お風呂は沸かして。
ジブコさん、なんだかとってもしたいです。
ダメですよーた。
Serato Sumibito. The anime is set in the alternate world of the city of Aridana, where half of the territory is in the Seberun Dragon Empire, and half is in the Lapitoad's Seven Cities Alliance. And each of these areas is separated by the Oriolal River. In this world, there is a special ability called Jushiki, equation spell, which is an equation that regulates the quantum constant, h. To change the laws of physics, which then gives birth to explosives TNT and toxic gases, this equation can also cause extraordinary physical phenomena such as plasma and nuclear fusion. This weapon is used against Dragon, Ion, or Enormes. This is where the duo, Jushikishi, spell users, who use Jushiki in battle are Gaius Lavina Sorrel, who deals with bad luck wisely, and Jijina Jerd Dolk Melios Ashley Buff, a beautiful but cruel sword user. Aoi Sakai no Shunsenda. This anime tells about the Segua Kingdom that has lost the war against the Nirotendo Kingdom. The Segua Kingdom had lost the war against the Nintendo Empire, but the tables turned with the appearance of the boy called the Gear. All the parody characters of Nintendo or Sega games such as Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda and others appear in this anime. Nobunaga the Fool. Long ago the planets from east and west were connected by Ama no Hashidate. But since Ama no Hashidate collapsed, the two planets grew and developed with their respective abilities until the inhabitants forgot the existence of humans on the other planet. On the western planet, ancient cultures are experiencing a renaissance after a long time in the war era, successfully creating machines to know what is happening on the eastern planet. The first scene opens with the Hanaji tragedy, where the tyrant Nobunaga Oda and his loyal aide, Renmara Mori, meet their end. Oda, who feels his ambition to become the ruler of the world must end. K Project. K takes the overall theme of the conflict between the kings, which is told there are 7 kings represented by colors, each of which has powerful special powers and oversees a number of followers called their clansmen. At first the story centered on the search by the Red King clansmen for the perpetrators of the murder of one of their friends, where the main character, Isana Yashura, was the suspect. Commits the murder based on a video that depicts him committing murder by claiming to be the 7th king, colorless king, but he doesn't feel like he's ever committed the murder himself, and the murder case eventually develops involving other kings. In terms of story, K has a storyline that is actually quite good, but feels less explored in depth. Maybe there is an influence from the total episode, which is only 13. Cheating Craft. The country called mainland, which of course refers to the People's Republic of China, has a very strict education system, where state-regulated exams have the power to affect the lives of those who take them. This causes the students to divide into 2 types: those who continue to study tirelessly or L-type, and those who cheat and justify all means to pass or C-type. Once upon a time there was a young man named Shokatsu Mumi, according to the Japanese spelling. He intends to free his father who was imprisoned for a mistake. And to do so, Shokatsu will become an important person by passing the state exam. But he is a C-type student, and that's why he teams up with his childhood friend, Koyo, also spelled Japanese, who is an L-type student. The path for Shokatsu to succeed in his mission is difficult and full of trials. But with persistent determination, his god-level cheating technique, and his new friends at school, Shokatsu will continue to try to pass every test he faces by cheating. Katsugeki Token Ranbu. The year 1863 was the year where the samurai era ended and Japan was divided into 2 factions, namely pro-shogunate and anti-shogunate. Time retrograde. Troops sent from the future want to change the history of Japan and threaten the fate of this world. Kunihiro and Kanesada, assisted by Yoshiyuki, Tushiru, Tombokiri, and their own master, Surumaru Kuninaga, try to prevent time retrograde from changing history. With the fate of history hanging on them, what kind of ending awaits them? Ufotable Studio also managed to package this series with stunning animations and visuals throughout the episode. This is a plus where the battles that occur are very satisfying to watch. That's it, buddy. 10 anime with overpower main character from the beginning and surprise everyone who succeeded Mimon, as the admin of Nappa's Kuda, summarized for all of you. Thank you for watching. If you find this video useful, don't forget to share it with your friends too. See you in the next video, and goodbye.